The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is Liz, your friendly welcomer here today again. And once again, we are going to peek in on the Mastermind and see just what it is they're doing today. So we have fixed the sound and you will be able to hear Markus well this time. So please put in the chat if you can hear me. All right. Hey, Bruce. All right, Ron, got everyone here. Is everyone ready to learn how to make money with trading? Awesome. But how would you like to make so much money that you can travel and come do this with Markus? Awesome. Now, he didn't tell me to ask that, but I just know it's so fun to hang out with him. So, all right. All right. So let me turn it over to the guys and let's see what's going on in the mastermind room, in the boardroom.
All right, fantastic. So as you can see, we are filled on a crude oil trade here right now. So we are long. We have our stop loss in the market. We have our profit target in the market. And right now, as you can see, the trade is going slightly against us. So Mark has already placed the next order here. No, I need to do this at 52.16. Mark, can you place it real quick? Oh, okay, no worries. I'll do it. I got it here. Okay. No worries. I got it. Do you have the auto exits on, Mark? Okay, fantastic. So we talked about it. I mean, I didn't want to jinx it, obviously, but we had 5 winning trades. So therefore, right now, this turned out to be a losing trade. Now, very important right now to see, this is something definitely for the trading log. As you know, a few weeks ago, took us out and is now turning around. So if this doesn't move any lower, if right now it turns around, that it actually went to exactly 11 ticks and then turned all the way around. If I see this happening more often, so if I see this another 2 more times, I would then adjust the stop loss again to 12 ticks, right? And just saying, apparently I need the full 12 ticks. But let's see, because if at this point right now, we keep dropping, it wouldn't have mattered whether we use 11 ticks or 12 or 14 ticks or 16 ticks. So this is why this is a very interesting trade here that is important then to note for the trading log. So we also have the next trade in the market. And since this was a losing trade, we're doubling up on the next trade. So we lost $110 on this one. The next trade now with 2 contracts, if this turns out to be a winning trade, we would be up $120. So we would make $120. So this means that we are up $10. So let's see how this turns out. And while we keep watching this, let's take a look at the other 2 stocks, because didn't we have 2 more stocks on the list that we consider trading? Yes, Neil. It's 52.16. 52.16. Yeah. Okay. Well, right now, I'm worrying about this here. Okay.
There we go. That should be better. So the gappiness of the stock doesn't seem to be too much of an issue for the people here who've responded, and the trendability for a majority of you seems decent. Markus, do you have any comments or thoughts on this one? Trendability.
I was just keeping an eye right now on the
I'll do that.
Well, no, I mean that's it looks like a nice stock. So we're going up and down here. Also, very active stock, as you can see, lots of trades here. So we have a total of 29 trades over the year. So it looks like a good stock. We have this one little gap there, actually two little gaps that are in our favor. So not concerned about this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. The gaps that do occur are really small. They're minor. I mean, here this is probably the biggest gap, and it actually moved in the direction that we wanted. So to me, gappiness is an issue. Looking at the trends, we have stretches of red, stretches of green, and it seems to alternate trends pretty nicely. So for me, this is definitely a candidate to consider. And then we need to look at the numbers. So looking at the numbers, we have a profit target of $7.42. We have a stop loss of $2.24, which gives us a 1 to 3, slightly better than a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. So I mean that to me is the sweet spot. I mean 1 to 3 is great. If you could risk a buck to make 3 or better, that to me is real nice. Looking at the ROI for the year, we're looking at a 60% ROI. And we have 16 wins, 13 losses, which gives us a 55% winning percentage. Looking at the profit factor is gross profit divided by gross losses. So we have a 4.46 profit factor. That means that on average, we make $4.46 for every dollar risked in the market. And this to me is a solid profit factor as well. If we look at the average win is $212.65. The average loss is $58.72. So we're almost making 3.5 times what we're risking here. That's what's actually happening in the market, which is nice because it's really in line with the risk reward as well. So the average win, average loss isn't skewed or off in any way. It's really just lining up nicely. Average trade length 15 days. So looking at the data window, looking at the past performance numbers based on how the stock has behaved, how many of you like the numbers? Okay. How many of you are concerned with the numbers? Okay, it looks like a majority of you are on board with the numbers, and I mean, to me, I think they're solid numbers. I mean, to me, I don't see anything that stands out as a concern. So this is definitely a candidate we'll consider. I want to look at the options tab just to see what the options look like. We have a 65 put that's being suggested, and we have a 60 put that's being suggested. This is for the December 15th expiration. The entry signal's at $60.91. So the 60 put is slightly in the money, and the 60 put is slightly out of the money. The 65 put is definitely in the money. So both of these are decent candidates. The next thing I like to do is consider the entry price. Entry price being $5.72 for the 65 strike. So the 65 put, we'd be spending $572 to buy one put. Remember that the price quote is based on 100 shares. So if we're buying one put, we're paying 100 times this price, $572. The hypothetical profit, if we move to our target, is $11.59, so $1,159. And if we are stopped out, here we see the theoretical stop on this would be a $384. That's what we'd have after the stop loss, and then we've converted this to reward and risk as well. So we're looking to make $5.87 or $587, risking $1.88 or $188. So this is pretty nice as well. It's really in line with the risk reward for the stock, which is nice. And the question is $572 for an option a little steep for you, depending on your position sizing? Okay. Okay. So we have VIVE as another scenario. How many of you like the trendability on this one? Okay. How many of you are how many of you like the gappiness or are okay with the gappiness? Okay, so gappiness, okay. Trendability, some of you are on the fence here. It seems like we're going back and forth. Markus, your thoughts on the trendability of this one? I'll keep an eye on crude
All right,
oil.
let me come around here. Well, you see, especially recently, it hasn't been trending as nicely. So it did have a few nice trends earlier. Right now, it's basically flatlining. So since August, we're just flatlining in a very tight range here between $5 and $6. Now we have a long signal. Doesn't mean that it wouldn't be able to break out here to go above there. But it seems that we had two other candidates that looked a little bit better. I mean, I haven't seen them right now because I was keeping an eye on the crude oil.
I agree, Markus. And here I was trying to run both fixed and percent risk just to get some more candidates for us to evaluate. Right now, the numbers aren't looking like I wanted them to look. So I think that this is easy to rule out. And that's where if you have multiple candidates to consider, then you could be picky. It seemed like the trendability on this one, people were kind of on the fence. Some said okay, some said they didn't really like it. But if we look at this, and performance numbers to me just aren't solid like they were for the other ones. I could try and change the settings, see if that pulled up the settings that I searched for. But to be honest, I think we have better candidates with the others. So we have TUP as a consideration, and I'm gonna note this real quick. Oh, thank you. So with TUP, we're looking to sell at 60.91, and our target is $7.42. Our stop is $2.24. And if we pull up the options tab, this was the one where we can consider the 65 strike, or we can consider the 60 strike. Both of those are puts because we're looking at a sell signal. We talked about the 65 strike. If we quickly talk about the 60 strike, the entry price would be $272, and that would give us a reward of $425, almost double what we're paying, and a risk of $1.30. Markus, what do you think between the 65 put and the 60? For me, I honestly like the 60 just because we're making double with a win and we're risking half of the trade. So we could put on like a $500 position, buy 2 contracts, and we're basically looking to double our money if we're right, or risk half of what we're buying at if we're wrong. Okay, so let's go with the 60 put. We'll try to pick up 2 of the 60 put, and we'll pay $272 or better with a target of trying to make $425 and risking $1.30. Perfect. So we'll put in an order for that one. And real quickly, because we're doing everything all at once here, I also want to bring up our charts real quick, because we still have our order for the Seahawk trade. I also wanted to quickly look at gold in case we had a trigger, but we do not. And we're also keeping an eye on the E-mini S&P and also the E-mini Dow, looking for possible binary options triggers. And actually, it does look like we had a trigger in binary options. So Markus, could you keep an eye on crude oil while I put in the order for the Dow for binaries?
Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, let's put the order in for the binaries. And then after this, we put the stocks and options orders in. And right now I'm keeping an eye on crude oil, where we still want to buy at 52.16. So it's interesting. The trade made a quick move down. Turns out that our stop, it is right now stuck there. It seems that it's almost glued at 53.22. So we're not moving any lower. We're not moving any higher. So right now, it's impossible to say if a 12-tick stop loss would have saved us or not. So we'll see here probably in the next few minutes. another 25 minutes where we want to trade crude oil. We're also keeping an eye on the NASDAQ here, because in NASDAQ, we want to trade the boomerang strategy. But Mark is bringing up the binaries right now, because we have here a trade right now that we need to place. We placed the trade earlier in crude oil. You see it right there. So this order is still in the market. It's working. And right now we are placing a trade on, what are you placing it on? I'm going to get to
Wall Street
on the Dow.
30.
Okay. On the Wall Street 30.
We're looking to buy the 23,310 strike. Right now bids at 86, offers at 94. So we're not going to get in this right away, but we'll use a limit order, and the entry is to buy at 73 or better. So we'll go ahead and put that order in. And then Marcus, I will show the, yeah. Okay, let me, you know what, thank you. Let's take a quick look here. And something tells me Neil is right. So there was a question about, yes, 23,210, 73 or lower. Thank you. It's nice to have multiple eyes right now. Okay, and Jimmy, you are right. So let's go ahead and let me go back, show you how to cancel a trade. So here we have the 23,310. Thanks for that. So if I click on the order, we could amend the order if we wanted to change it, or we could delete it. Right now, we want to delete it and cancel it because I picked the wrong strike like a rookie. That's one for me. So 23,210, we're going to be a buyer, and we're going to go in at 73 or better.
Oh, I have an idea, Mark. Why don't you buy dinner for everybody tonight?
I'll buy lollipops instead. All right. So there we go. We have that one. And then Marcus, I'm going to get the alert out real quick if you could.
Right.
Take it from there.
Okay, so while Mark is getting the alert out, again, right now, look at crude oil. Right stuck there between 22 and 25. So not moving any higher. I mean, ever since we have been stopped out on this trade, prices are glued there. It seems sometimes we're pushing a little bit higher, we're pushing a little bit lower. Let's see. We did enter here on the chart at, to make sure that I got this right, at 52.30. So if we move all the way up to 52.36, then it means that here a 12-tick stop loss would have saved our butts. But if we move lower than 19, then it means that even a 12-tick stop loss wouldn't have mattered. So it's just interesting here to note, see what happens here on this trade. Right now we are trading at 52.30. As soon as we go up to 52.36, this is where, again, with the 12-tick stop loss, we would still be alive, since past 3 months, it seems that we could get away with an 11-tick stop loss. We reduced it to 11 ticks. And this is right now the second time that it happened. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago that we got down exactly 11 ticks and then came back. So this is the second time, and I would then wait until I see it the third time or fourth time. So I'm not changing it after just one occurrence. Because again, I mean, one tick adds up over time. Here with this strategy, you're looking at approximately 40 trades per month. And I mean, 40 trades per month. And if you're saving a tick every single time, that's $10. I mean, this adds up. So therefore, we'll see. So right now, this trade is still going on. We have our order for 2 contracts doubling up at 52.16 right now. When you have the alert out, then let's take a look at the stock trades.
Yeah, the alert is out. Well, so let's go ahead and put in an order for the put. And so let me, I'm going to go back to the chart real quick. So this is TUP, and there's a sell signal, and we want to make sure that, remember with a put, that we have two components here. We have the entry price for the put, so how much we want to pay or better, and then we also have the signal itself, the sell signal, which is sell to open at 60.91. So let me see if I could bring it up on our charts real quick, see where we're at. Because if it's triggered, we could just go ahead and put in the trade. If it hasn't triggered, then we need to use another type of order. Okay, so it hasn't triggered yet. It looks like it's gapping higher right now. So Marcus, do we want to put in the trade as an example, or do we want to just move on for right now, since it doesn't look like it's going to trigger at least anytime soon?
No, I mean, this is where I want to trade the stock and the option, so we can put in the stock trade already,
okay.
And then as soon as it gets triggered, we put in the option trade.
That sounds like a great idea.
Can always be in the market. The option trade only after it gets triggered.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and slide over our platform. There we go. We're gonna show some examples with Thinkorswim later too, for some of you who might be using Thinkorswim. Oh, hey, we're up a little bit on RGLD. Yay, Marcus could buy a coffee. So
Again, yeah, that's what we had yesterday on GLD. So right now, looking good.
Doubling down after a loss, does that span sessions? So if we didn't get killed today, tomorrow we would still double down. Absolutely.
So the question was, if we double down, goes across sessions? Yes, absolutely. If today we don't have another order today, we would try with 2 contracts.
Hey, Marcus, I want to keep an eye here on NQ. Let's hold off for a minute on the order.
Because NQ, we might get a boomerang trade here.
So with NQ, 60.63 is where we have a boomerang entry signal. We have a nice slope to the lower Bollinger Band, right? So we like to see that there's confirmation based on the lower Bollinger Band, since typically when there's a strong trend and a strong downtrend, the slope of the lower Bollinger Band is angling down nicely, angling higher for an uptrend. We're in the trade, and now we adjust our exits. So 60.67 58.50 is now our profit target, and this is based on a range bar setting. So on the far right of our chart, we see where the anticipated next bars open will be based on a range bar. So right now our target, 60.58.50 is the target. The stop is 60.64.75. Hopefully we don't need to worry about it, and we don't.
Come on, okay, good. There's another win, yay.
There we go.
All right, this is Liz back again, and thank you for joining us with this awesome Coffee with Marcus behind the scenes of the Mastermind. How did y'all like that? I'm waiting to hear in the question box. Would you like to see behind the scenes again tomorrow? Awesome, because I think it's pretty cool. How many like seeing the boomerang trade and the different ways that the guys trade? Was that helpful? Awesome. Okay. Well, in that case, the guy said I can tell you that we will do this again tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, and I can't wait to have more coffee with you. Talk soon.